Cincinnati Art Museum is about to break ground on its first major expansion in 40 years. The $125 million upgrade includes renovation of the 124-year-old building that formerly housed the Cincinnati Art Academy next to the museum. The Art Academy work is expected to be complete in March 2013, with the larger project to be finished in phases.
We are embarking on a whole program of renovation that includes not only the renovation of the Art Academy building and the renovation of the spaces that come free from that, but also a new introductory gallery in the Schmidlap wing, which will open in October, and a space called the Collections, where we are going to show literally hundreds and hundreds of great artifacts that many people haven't seen in a long time.
Aaron Betsky says the Art Museum boasts one of the most comprehensive art collections in all the Midwest, but currently shows less than 5% of its collection. So far, the museum has raised nearly 70% of the $16 million needed to complete the first phase of the renovation. A broad public campaign to raise funds for the project is expected to be launched in the near future. Well, these are exciting times for the Cincinnati Art Museum. The museum is seeing record attendance and 2 new exhibits. Trial by Fire, new glasswork by Darren Goodman, opened just last week, and it runs through January 1st. And Art Deco, fashion and design in the Jazz Age, begins this Saturday, October 8th, and also runs through January 1st. The Cincinnati Art Museum's Director of Marketing and Communications, Regina Russo, joins U.S. Bank Business Watch's Kelly Leon with more on what's hot at the Art Museum.
Thanks so much for joining us, Regina.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Start with attendance.
Oh, gosh.
Record attendance this year.
Record attendance this past year. We were the 3rd highest record attendance in the history of the Art Museum. It was fabulous. We were so happy.
Why? What was the reason?
We had great exhibitions. Remember, of course, we remember Wedded Perfection. That was wonderful.
I couldn't get into it because I waited till the last day and I couldn't find parking, which is, you know, bad, but it's also phenomenal that so many people were trying to get there.
I think last year we kind of went on a campaign of rediscovering the Art Museum, and Cynthia Amnes was so wonderful to kick off our season with Wedded Perfection. Then we had Thomas Gainsborough, and then people were coming, and then they discovered our wonderful shop and our cafe, and so I think it just kind of was building on ourselves that this is a jewel in Cincinnati and we need to come and experience it. Now, the other thing that's really significant about the highest attendance records, because you have to be careful, every organization has to be careful, put in perspective when you start throwing out numbers. What's significant about these numbers is that the other 2 years that we had the highest record attendance, they were traveling exhibitions. Museums tend to bring blockbuster exhibitions and pay a tremendous amount of money to bring that to their community. But what we did is that we dug down into our collection, which is more than 60,000 works of art, and we brought out the best of the best that we had. And that's how we were able to have such blockbuster exhibitions with our permanent collection.
That's fantastic. And the Cincinnati Art Museum is such a point of difference for our city and for our business community, for our tourism community. Talk a little bit about that, about what the significance that this institution has on business and tourism.
Well, we know that the business community wraps their arms around our great arts community here in Cincinnati, and Cincinnati Art Museum is no different. But you have to remember, we have been here. This is a cornerstone institution of our arts center here. We've been around for more than 135 years here in Cincinnati, and we have great regional and growing to be great national attraction. And of course, what does that mean? That means that people are coming to Cincinnati to see our great works of art. They're staying in hotels, and then they're going to the Reds game, and then they may go to the museum center, and they'll eat in our restaurants, and that means more dollars, and that means a greater quality of life, and then that goes on and on, as we all know, the ripple effect for jobs and economic development. So, I mean,
that's great. And free admission thanks to the Rosenthals.
Thanks to the Rosenthals.
That's awesome.
Which is very rare. So people need to remember and take advantage of that.
Yes. Thank you, Regina. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Kelly.
Back to you.
All right. For more on what's happening at the Cincinnati Art Museum, visit cincinnatiartmuseum.org.